All right, here we go. First of all, again, I truly believe this chapter is pretty easy. It's just a bunch of rules. All right, and I'm going to mention things like polynomial, monomial, binomial, trinomial. Those are pretty easy. All right, terms. All right. Now, what do you think mono means? One, right? So this is just referring to monomial just means one term. All right. Now, what separates terms? Addition and subtraction. All right. Addition and subtraction separates terms. All right. Now, number one, is that a monomial, do you think? Yeah, it's a single term. All right, that's considered a monomial. Number two, is that a monomial? No, that's probably a what? Binomial. That's two terms. All right. Now, number three looks like a monomial, but it's not. All right. The reason why it's not a monomial is because variables cannot be in the denominator. Variables cannot be in the denominator. All right. There's a reason for that. But again, it's not really all that important. Nobody's going to ask you a math question about, that particular thing. All right. Just something you need to know. All right. So number four, is that a monomial? Yeah, that's a monomial. All right. Now, does everybody understand that just means negative 15 times g squared, right? So multiplication is okay. Division is not okay. All right, so that is considered a monomial. All right. What about number five? Is that a monomial? Yeah, that is a monomial, even though what? Even though it's the fraction 2. All right, so in other words, what I'm trying to say here is that could be written as 1/2 r. Does everybody agree with that? Is there a variable in the denominator? No. All right, so that's the only rule. Variable can't be in the denominator. All right, and what is number 6 called? Number 6 is called a binomial. That's right. A polynomial just means many terms. All right, so there's a monomial, binomial, trinomial, and then after 3 terms, we just call it a what? Polynomial. All right, so there's the first 6. I told you, very simple, very simple. All right, now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to show you the rules. All right, and here's what I want you to write down. All right, I want someone to tell me, what does x squared mean? What does x squared mean? Tell me. That's exactly correct. So that means x times x. Now, why do I ask you that question? Because now if I said, what is x squared, bless you, times x cubed, you should be able to give me a good answer. What's x squared times x cubed? X to the 5th. How did you know that? That's right, exactly right. So look right here. The point here is this is 1, this is 1. Everybody in here knows that x squared means x times x. Does everybody agree? So that means, what did I do to the exponents here? You added them. Do you understand that? So if I said x times x, why is it x squared? Because they figured out that when you multiply variables, what do you do to the exponents? You add them. That's exactly right. So when you multiply variables, you add exponents. All right, does anybody have any questions with that? Yes, ma'am.
So to the x squared times x cubed, it would just be x to the 5.
That's right, x to the 5th. All right. Now, part of the reason why is if you're not understanding that, that's x times x. This is x times x times x. How many x's do you see? That's why it's x to the 5th also. So I agree with that. So when you forget the rules, guess what? It's really simple to figure out what the rules are if you're paying attention at all. All right, it's very simple. All right, very, very simple. All right, so now what we're going to do is we'll continue on and we're going to just do the odds today. All right, we're going to do the odds. And like I said, you can, if you want, just look up on the board, and some of these you can just simply write the answer. All right, so let's take a look now. We're going to start with number 7. All right. So, Jude, what's the answer for number 7? We'll just go around the room here. K to the 4th. Right? Now remember, your job is try to answer the question. All right? You don't have to write it down. You can just write the answer. I'm totally fine with that. It's easy. All right? So, Zayden, number 9. Let's take a look at that.
I think 11.
Now, be careful because, again, I always tell kids this. The rule is you add exponents. But what am I doing to the 2 and the 9, Zayden? You're still what? Multiplying. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This means 2 times q squared times 9 times q to the 4th. You see what I'm saying? So the rule is you still multiply numbers, but you do what? Add the what?
Yeah.
Add the exponents. So go ahead.
So 18q to the 6th power.
That's the answer. Very simple. Very, very simple. All right, Drew, you're up, buddy. Uh-oh. Now I want to show you powers. I want to show you the rule for powers. All right, so I'm going back to my notes up here to teach you how to learn powers. All right, let's say I said x squared cubed. Somebody tell me what x squared cubed means. Somebody else.
X times x times x times x times x.
What do you think?
X times x. And then the sum of that.
What are you thinking?
2x times 2x times 2x.
What are you thinking?
X squared times x squared times x squared.
Listen to what he said. That's brilliant. X squared cubed means x squared times x squared times x squared. Please write that and make sure you understand that. Now, somebody tell me what's x squared times x squared times x squared? X to the 6th power. So what's the rule now for power to power? What do? You multiply them. So the rule, power to a power, you do what? Multiply. When you multiply, what do you do? Add. That sounds kind of weird. Right? Does that make sense? Power to power, you multiply. When you multiply, you what? But what am I talking about, though? I'm talking about the exponents. So if you have a power raised to a power, you multiply. And if you have an exponent multiplied, you're going to do what to those exponents? Add them. All right? Hopefully I made sense with that. All right, is everybody with me on that? Now, I'm trying to get everybody in here to understand when you forget, this is what you go back to. You just make something up. Make something up that's small so you can figure it out. I think everybody in here understands that x squared cubed means x squared times x squared times x squared. And then you can break that down even further if you wanted, and you could say, well, that means x times x, x times x, x times x. So that has to be what? X to the 6th. There is only one possible answer. But most kids rush through it and they'll just say x to the 5th. Right? So be careful. Power to power, you multiply. Those are the rules. All right? So now let's go back to our problem here. So I have 11. What is power to a power to a power? What do you think that will be? 3 to the 8th power. Brilliant. Thank you. Notice that the base, bless you, notice the base did not change. That is 3 to the 8th power. Everybody happy? All right, here we go. Let's find 13. All right, now the tough one. 13. Where am I at? Go, tell me. Now, the first thing I want you to do is read the number. 4 squared. What's 4 squared?
16.
16, right? Think for yourself. 16. Anybody have any issue with that so far? All right. Now, a to the what power? A to the 8th. I'm listening. B to the That's correct. And then c to the,
Second.
that's right, because this is a 1 here. So that would be c squared. That wasn't hard, right? It's not hard, guys. I promise you it's not hard. All right, now if you don't know something, now's the time to speak up. Speak up. Go, Zayden.
I don't know how you got 16A. Or no, 16.
What's 4 squared mean?
Yeah.
Right? 4 times 4, right? Good job. Anybody else? Yes, what?
How come in 11 we didn't multiply the 3?
What do you mean we didn't multiply the 3?
Because if we have a 2 outside the parentheses and we have a 2 outside that, wouldn't it be 6 to the
No, because listen to me. This is 3 squared times 3 squared times, you see what I'm saying? Now, you don't change the base. If I did up here, for example, x squared times x cubed, I didn't change the base. When I did a power to a power, I didn't change the base. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't change the base. You with me? All right, that's a good question. All right. Here we go. I'm on 15 now. All right. Now, 15, this is mental math. What is negative 3 to the 4th?
Would it be 81?
Yes, it would be 81. Negative to an even power is always positive. Now look, remember, look up here real quick. If I'm doing 3 to the 4th, watch. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 9 is what? 81. It's much easier to do them in sets of 2. All right, so that was good. 81, then what?
81p to the 20s,
And then
and then t to the 24.
yes, exactly correct. Yes, what?
Wait, why? I forget what you said about why it's positive 81.
Because a negative times a negative times a negative times a negative is a positive. 4 negatives make a positive.
Alright.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
So it was 5 negatives, it would be negative.
That's correct. 5 negatives is negative. Odd amount of negatives is negative, evens positive. Now, let's jump to 17. All right. Now, I'm going to try to walk you through number 17. Now, I think if you can do 17, you're in great shape. All right, so let's everybody take a look at 17. All right, so order of operation, do you multiply or do the powers first? You do the powers first, right? All right, Mr. Barrow, you're up. Tell me this one. What's the answer if I ask you just to simplify that? What would that be? Why 10?
5. No, 25.
Thank you. 25 what?
X
To the
to the 4th,
good. Y to the,
2 y to the
yeah, Y to the second.
2nd.
All right, Brady, you're up. Tell me this one.
8xy
8x to the
9 power.
third. 8x to the third, right? Because that's a 1. 1 times 3 is 3, right? And then y to the 9th, and then z to the third. Everybody okay with that?
Wait. How do you get 8?
2 times 2 times 2,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
All right. Now, Sam, there's nothing on the third one, right?
No.
All right. So now you get to tell me quickly what 25 times 8 times 4 is. Obviously, that's what? 800. You don't need a calculator for that. 800. How many x's are there altogether? 8. Good job. How many y's? 12. And how many z's? Look how simple, guys. If you know the rules, it's very, very simple. Very simple. What? You added them. 4 plus 3. The other thing I used to tell kids is if you forget, a lot of times just put the ones in, right? And then you can just add the exponents a little bit easier. Everybody good with that? All right, let's check out number 19. Mr. Wilson, you can start me out.
Oh, no. Okay.
Hold on 1 second. All right, so number 19. Do I have to do anything with the first term here?
No.
No. So I'm just going to write that down. Negative 2g cubed h, okay? Times, now, you get the second term. What's that going to be?
Times 3g.
Well, first of all, we're going to start with this. Come on now, really concentrate with me. What's negative 3 squared?
Negative 3 squared would be 9.
That's correct. And then g to the what power?
G to the second.
That's correct. J to the what?
And j to the 4, or to the 6th
Power to power, what's the rule?
power to power. So it would be to the 8th.
That is correct. So see what I'm saying? You just have to get used to the rules. So all you have to do is get used to the rules. Refer back and forth constantly. Double check your work tonight. All right, look at the answers. Check your answers. Don't just think you're right. All right, Mackenzie, how do I do the next one?
G to the second power,
Good. Because negative times the negative is a?
positive.
Good. G to the second,
H to the second,
and then
J to the second,
that's beautiful. All right, Morty, you got the final answer.
negative 8.
Negative 18. G to the,
7,
good job. H to the, well, how many H's here? 1. How many H's here? All together. Don't be sorry. H cubed. Good. And then tell me about the J's. J to the 10. Everybody happy with that? All right. Let's take a look at the next one. All right. 21. I don't care about this. 21. That is a what? Monomial. 22 is a. Is that a monomial? 22? Yeah. Is 23? No, it's called a what? Binomial. 24. Is that a monomial? No, because H is in the what? Denominator. 25. Is that a monomial? Yeah. Numbers can be in the denominator. And 26, that's a what? Binomial. All right, Evan, you're up. Tell me the answer to 27. This is just a visual.
So after, okay. So the q to the third, I mean to the 6th power goes to the
Uh-huh.
and then this is 3.
Right, so the final answer is?
Uh,
Say the number first.
2q to the 6th power.
That's it, buddy. 2q to the 6th. All right, now like I say, I stand here every day and say, speak up if you don't know something. All right, speak up if you don't know. What?
Why do you add them if it's not power to power?
Because what's the rule? When you multiply, what you do to the exponent.
Oh, you add.
Right. That's the rule. Anybody else? Bo. 29. You can just tell me the answer. Speak up loud. 9.
W8
Good.
X
You're awesome. Easy, easy, easy. All right. AC 31.
7B 14.
7b to the 14th.
C to the 8th.
And
D
We did 6.
and d to the 6th. I'm happy with that. Everybody good? All right, so let's do 33. All right, Karina, tell me about 33.
J to the 50th? No.
Be careful.
100?
Now, what you're doing is you're actually trying to do the exponent. But remember, power to power, what do you do?
Oh, 20th?
Right, there you go. J to the 20th, and then
K to the 20th.
see how easy it is to make a mistake when you're thinking powers. You want to raise it. So it's not raising to power. Power to power is multiplying. All right. Mr. Udaly, come on now. What is this?
It's 2
That's correct.
to the 8.
That's right. 2 to the 8. 2 to the 8. Anybody have any questions? All right. 37. All right. Now, here we go. All right.
4.
This, hold on. Power to a power. What do we do with those numbers? Multiply. So right now we just have 4r squared t to the what? To the 6th power. Right.
4R.
Now wait a minute. Now, do I really expect, right? We now, the reason I'm saying wait for a second is because this is a little unusual because we have 4 to the what? 4 to the 6th, right? Do I expect you to know that 4 to the 6th is 4096, I believe. Somebody check me. 4096, I believe. 4 to the 6th, right? All right. So again, I wouldn't expect you to know that. All right. All right. So again, usually the numbers are small enough, but if you have to, you can use your calculator on 4 to the 6th. Eventually, I'll show you how you can do, or you can know that's 4096. All right, you okay with that? You see what I'm saying, right? Like I'm everything up until this point, I would expect you to be able to do without a calculator. Does everybody agree? But if somebody said 4 to the 6th, 4 to the 6th, I'll show you later how to do that. All right. But you can use your calculator on that. Now, r to the what power?
12.
R to the 12th. Good. And then what?
T to the 6.
T to the 6th. Beautiful. So I'm happy with that. All right. Hannah, you're up. 39. Uh-oh. Yeah, 39. Do you remember what the formula for area of a triangle is? That's right. Now, for me, I'm okay with you saying that, but I just learned it 1/2 base times height. You with me on that? All right, so let's do A equals 1/2. Tell me what the base is. 5c to the 3rd times d, and then the height is what? Beautiful. Okay. So now the area. Do the numbers first. 1/2 of 5 times 8. What's that? 20. Good job, kiddo. 20. Now, what are we doing to the exponents? So when I'm asking you how many c's are there altogether? So that makes, yeah, there you go, right? Multiplying, you add exponents. And then d to the what? Yes, d to the 5th. You good with that? Okay, so now, listen, we only have a few minutes left, I think. We have like 5 minutes, which I'm totally fine with. But I really want to try to teach you guys that now this is your homework. 41 through 41 through 55 odds, and then I want you to try 59. Is everybody with me? Now, did I post the answers? Yes. Just do the odds. All right, don't worry about the evens, because tomorrow we're going to do the what?
Evens.
We're going to do the evens. Now, again, let me say something, guys. I cannot stress enough, this is super, super important information that helps you with the next section, that helps you with the next section. Now, listen, we still got 5 minutes, so I want you to make sure you're looking at the solutions now. Try number 41. Look at the answer. Check 43. Check 45. After every problem, check it. After every problem, check it. All right? Good job today, guys. And for the most part, good job on your exams or your exam.